is a 1971 Chevy Chevelle, heavy Chevy. We purchased this car the first initial time, probably 3 or 4 years ago, from the individual that brought it from Texas. He swears up and down it was an original heavy Chevy car. He's known the car for a long, long time before he purchased it. It still has the original heavy Chevy rubber floor mat underneath the carpet in the back seat area. He put new carpet in it and left the original floor mat, just kind of proving that there was a heavy Chevy under the back seat area. We sold it a couple times and we just took it back in on trade. And every time we've sold it, the previous owners have made it better. The last owner just put brand new Weld racing rims on it, new BFG raised white letter tires, brand new dual exhaust that sounds fantastic with cutouts on it as well if you want to run the open headers. It's got a beautiful engine compartment, power steering, headers. Was a factory AC car, no longer has a compressor and stuff. If you look at the A-arms, it's got all new tubular A-arms, new bushings and stuff on the front. I mean, this car is super tight and it drives fantastic. It's got an Edelbrock 4-barrel carburetor. MSD ignition and power steering. So the first time we had the car, it had a little issue to the hood. We put a brand new cowl hood on it. At that time it had a cowl hood, but we put a new one on it. So the paint on the cowl hood is beautiful on the top side and on the bottom side. Brand new latch assembly on it. The engine runs great. The owner that brought the car up from the south said the engine was numbers matching engine, but the engine's been decked, so the VIN numbers and stuff on the top of the engine have all been removed when it was decked and plain. Horsepower's approximately 450 horse, I was told. It sure runs like it. The previous owner here recently just put a brand new 373 posi unit, Eaton posi unit in it as well, which really changed the performance of this heavy Chevy. Hood gap's a little tighter in the front than it is in the back, but it lines up really nicely all the way across the top edge of the hood and the fender, both sides. It's a great looking car. Besides the hood paint, the rest of the paint on it's probably, I'm guessing, 5 to 15 years old. It still has a great shine, but it's got a lot of paint imperfections in it. It's not a show car, but it's a super solid driver. If you go to our website, coyoteclassics.com, you'll see just how nice the undercarriage is. There's probably about 25 pictures of the undercarriage, and the floor pans and stuff really look nice under there. Again, brand new front suspension, brand new dual exhaust, new tires and wheels. Just a fantastic running and driving and looking heavy Chevy. The stripe here is just starting to fade through just a little bit. You can see here at the top edge, we've got a couple rock chips that have been touched up. There's 2 right here. Lower fender's excellent. All steel. I don't see any blisters, any body filler, nothing like that. Sounds nice. Corners of the doors in the front and the back of the door both look great. Rocker panel looks fantastic down here. I don't see any blisters or anything there. Got a paint chip, a little touch up here. There's a lot of little touch-ups and stuff in the car. I'm not going to be able to point them all out. We got a lot of little tiny little chips along the top edge of that stripe. But the main thing is the car looks super solid, runs great. Behind the rear wheel all looks really nice. There's not any blisters behind the rear wheel. Again, the paint is older, so if there was going to have problems with blisters and stuff, that would already be out in my opinion. The chrome wheel lip moldings look great on it. Vinyl top looks fantastic because I'm looking back here. I don't see any bumps or blisters in the back behind that rear window. Top shined up great. The windows fit absolutely perfect in my opinion right here. Just really seals up nice against that roof rail rubber. Doors line up good. When they painted it, they did a beautiful job. The paint is just as nice in the door jambs as it is on the exterior of the car. It's just the exterior of the car has some age to it, so we have some chips and stuff. But all the door jamb looks nice. The body by Fisher still looks great. Carpet looks good. It's got new chevelle mat in the trunk, a real nice one. It's also got the nice floor mats. Dash pad looks good. Previous owner put a new steering wheel on it. I think we might have the original wheel. I think he sent that back along with it. It's got a tear here in the side of the seats. At one point in its life, probably back in the 80s, I'm guessing, somebody recovered the seats and did kind of a cloth on the top and vinyl around the edges. But the door panels look original in my opinion, and the door panels are in excellent shape. If we look at the back door panel and the armrest, and all of that looks to be in great shape on both sides. Dome light works. The back shelf probably should be replaced. It's got some, it's just a little warped and it needs a headliner. Headliner is 100% original, and it's got some tears in the headliner. It's fine for now, but it does have some rips in it. Corners of the doors. That corner of the door is absolutely excellent. I don't see any body filler or nothing in there. It's original seam. Bottom of the door looks good. That explains why the outside of the door doesn't have any bubbles or blisters. As far as our gaps and stuff and the way the doors fit, it really looks nice. It's got a little scratch dent right here about the end of my finger right there. It's got a little scrape ding. Look right here, it had a little scratch where they touched it up. A couple of clear coat scratches here. Another little, it's got a little bubble right here, guys. Nothing here in the vinyl top, that's perfect, but it does have like a little paint bubble or blemish right there. Dual exhaust looks great, sounds great. Back bumper is presentable. It does have quite a few little scratches and stuff on the back bumper. They're about $200 if you want to make it perfect. You could replace that. But it's not a show car, but an awesome cruise night car that you can be super proud of, and it's solid. So if you want to do some cosmetic work, and you could definitely make this a show quality car, mechanically it's there already in my opinion. Rear quarter's excellent. No blisters, no bubbles, nothing over the wheel well. In front of the wheel, no blisters, no bubbles down here in the rocker. This body gap on the door is excellent. Door gap along the bottom of the rocker looks nice. Again, no blisters on the lower fender or rocker panel. That all looks great. Corners of the doors look nice. It's a fantastic looking Chevelle. Let's see how it drives. Driver's side door, excellent. The door rubbers aren't new, but they're not the original either. They've been replaced during the restoration, probably when it was painted 10, 20 years ago. And very pliable still. Same thing with the window felts. They look good as well. Window rolls up and down nice. Door jamb paint looks good. When the previous owner put the new horn in there, the horn button's not working on it. Wipers work. Heater fan works. I'm not sure how to, there we go. 6x9s in the back, so AM FM cassette, nothing fancy. It's an older version, but it works fine. Does have an aftermarket tack now and aftermarket gauges. We got 50 pounds oil pressure at an idle. It's running about 165, 170. Speedometer works, gas gauge works. The only thing that's not working, guys, right now is the horn, and obviously the air conditioning isn't Isn't hooked up anymore. As far as our dash pad goes, the dash pad doesn't have any cracks in it that I can see. The dash glove box and AC vents and stuff all looks very presentable as well. This car looks fantastic. Like I said, 10, 15 foot, it looks like a show car, but the best thing with it is the way it drives. This front suspension, shocks, everything is just super tight. Just handles beautifully. Here's our brakes, no pull left or right. Regular drum brakes, but it's got a super nice pedal. I wouldn't change it. They stop great. I don't want to say regular drum brakes, I meant no power brakes. It's just got a manual brakes that way. No pull left or right on the brakes, full pedal. What a nice firm shift, chirps the tires. We're going down the road. Speedometer might be running a little fast on it. This thing just sounds great. One finger on the wheel. I wouldn't be afraid to jump in this and drive it anywhere.